What's up guys, welcome back to another tutorial. This tutorial is what is it? What's the title?
How to pose a not professional model.
How to pose a non-professional model.
How to propose a subject that's
How to propose
professional.
What's up guys, welcome back to another tutorial. This tutorial is how to pose a model that's not a professional. We get asked all the time, how do you guys pose your models? How do you guys pose your seniors, your engagement couples, all these different people? I'm gonna let Kirby take over. She's much better at posing girls than I am, and she's gonna show you guys a couple more tips that can up your posing game.
So this is our beautiful stand-in model, Morgan. She's actually our niece and doesn't have any professional experience, so I thought it would be awesome to show you guys how to work with somebody who isn't used to doing this every day. So she is gonna be our guinea pig for the day. An awesome way to make your model feel super comfortable is to play music. So we usually bring our Bose mini sound speaker and connect it through Bluetooth to one of our phones. If the model has awesome music, we'll say, you can play it, or if most of the time they're like, I don't care, and we just put something on. So it makes it super helpful to have something in the background, which is just a really good tip to kind of like kill the awkward silence. We are at the top of a parking garage, and for posing, it's really cool to be able to incorporate part of your background with the model and the pose. So I'm gonna have Morgan sit up against this railing and then use her arms to kind of position above her head to make it interesting and not symmetrical, and then we're gonna go from there. And then cross one leg underneath your knee. Yep, just like that. So bring your right foot closer to your butt. Perfect. So if you can put your right forearm on your knee, just let your hand hang, and then loop your left hand kind of over your head on one of those beams. Yeah, perfect. Beautiful. So also bring your elbow in closer to your face. Love it. Okay. So another awesome way to make your subject look like a professional is to give them an action to do. So it's super helpful to give them some movement and direction instead of putting them in a stagnant pose and then just having them sit there. It makes it look a little bit more real and believable whenever they're moving. So I'm gonna have Morgan slowly walk up this ramp towards me, and I'm gonna photograph her as she does that. Even if she doesn't get it on the very first try, the awesome thing about photography is that you can do it 10 other times until you get what you want. So that's what we're gonna do next. So it's cool because the wind is blowing this way and catching your hair and not blowing your hair in your face, and the sun's behind you, so you're not blinded, so this is perfect. So walk super slow towards me. Does that jacket have pockets? Or what if you did like thumbs in your belt loops or front pockets, or yeah, just so you have something to do with your hands. And then I want you to smile and either look at your feet or look kind of off to the side, so not directly at me. Okay, so go ahead, go slow. Perfect. Beautiful. So I'm gonna have you do that like 3 more times. Something that people often forget about posing is facial expressions. So instead of always concentrating on what to do with arms and legs, it's kind of important to remember how to direct people's smiles, serious face, eyes, expressions in the face. So some of the things that we're gonna do with Morgan, who's sitting behind me with some close-up shots, are how to direct her face. So a couple of really cool hints are, if you bring the chin down, it automatically raises up the top eyelids in your subject's face and makes their eyes open up really bright and wide. Also, just telling someone to smile sometimes doesn't always work, so making them laugh is helpful. Or telling them to shake their face out and start over, and it kind of like makes their cheeks relax and to re-smile. And serious faces can also make people look really angry, and that's not exactly what you want unless that's what you're going for. So instead of doing angry, serious faces, having them do a smirk or a soft smile just to where the corners of their mouth are lifted, even if their teeth aren't showing, can be really helpful too. So that's what we're gonna go do. So a little tip that helps make people feel a little bit more comfortable is to kind of give them some distance. So right now I'm shooting with a 70-200 lens, which is awesome because I can get really far back and zoom in and still get close-ups without making her feel like I'm all up in her grill. You can shoot with a wider angle lens or a prime lens, but it's better to work up to that and make sure that they know that you're gonna be in their face and they don't feel like you're encroaching on their bubble. So it helps to give them a little bit of space. Cross your ankles and then make your knees a little uneven. Yeah. And then hands in your, like behind your hair. So like on your neck on one side. Yeah, that's perfect. And the other one can just kind of hang. So these are gonna be head to like shoulders. So you don't really have to worry about your feet or anything like that. Yeah. So we can start with a smile. Now we're combining two of the previous tools that we've already singled out before. We're gonna do close-up still and have her focus on her expressions and then add movement into it, which is what we did earlier, and then get some really cool shots of both of those two things together. Perfect. Got it. Awesome. So the last important thing to remember whenever you're posing is not to panic. So whenever your gear starts going haywire or your brain is in other places, it's hard to remember or to come up with new poses. So I think that the most important thing for me that I remember is to kind of have a safety net pose. So for me, my safety pose is leaning. You can always lean on something no matter where you are, whether it's a fence or a wall or a door or whatever. So we're in a corner and it's not really the most like beautiful place because we're at the top of a parking garage, but if you have someone lean, it can become super flattering, and we're just gonna get really cool, pretty sky colors behind her. So I'm just gonna have you face this way towards me and then lean both of your elbows back on that railing behind you. Yep. Like just casual leaning. You can even do one hand if you want. I'm gonna be down there. Yeah, so whatever feels more comfortable. And then either cross a leg or just make sure your weight's all on one foot. And then serious face and look up the stairs for me. We just had an awesome time photographing with Morgan. She did super amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like we always say, we don't know everything, but we're always super happy to help share the little bit of knowledge that we do know. So like, subscribe, support, all that fun stuff.
And we'll see you guys next time.
The end. Bye.